at a farm on the big island of Hawaii, and this is outside of the Pahoa area, which is in the direction of Hilo. This is the place that I buy my produce at now, and it is the most perfect produce I have ever seen, bar none. Yeah, now I understand why. This is nirvana. So I've been here. This is Saturday, August 21st, and I'm here for a yoga class, which is now going to be a cooking class. And I hope to meet the owner of the farm, because I want to learn how he grows crops. And so I'm going to go down and get some food. So this is another view of the property of the farm. I just met the patriarch, the farmer, Garuda. I think I'll scan around and show you a picture of him here in a moment. He's been here for 30 years here on the island growing things. Looks like that's a greenhouse down there. This is the building here that we had our yoga session in, up on the top floor. Oh shoot! Oh, chai tea all over myself. There he is. Sorry it's shaky, but I'm trying to do this with one hand and keep from spilling my food like I just did all over myself. So I'm going to sign off.
I had to bring a crew of 10 people twice a week to harvest them all. The trees, when I first got to this island, I made a deal with this realtor, Bria Honte, on the old Haw chicken ranch. And I offered him $500 for the chicken manure, and it was acres underneath the roof. But it was very dangerous to get out because everything had been built into the cages and it was a mess. So I gave him $500 and I went in, I bought a brand new tractor, had it delivered there, and this one sitting in the front row, busted up. We went in with chainsaws and cut all the cages out, popped up things and get caved in, and then we took out, we bagged up 20,000 bags and sold them for $2 a bag. No, we sold them for $2 a bag. They were small bags. Yeah, I knew every pot grower on the island, but for that was over. And I had it analyzed. It was really high in calcium, and it was really high in potassium, and people were just going crazy. But then I bought a dump truck and brought out 40 dump truck loads out there. And then I sold the remaining part that was in there for $10,000 to other people. That got me started here. And I had all this chicken in there, so we started growing these pies of chicken there. The pies were fruiting about this high here. The fruit columns were 6 to 7 feet, and we sent out. I had one 2-ton truck and one 1-ton truck. We made 5 trips a week to the docks with the papayas. So we did really good on papayas. My best month on papayas was $30,000 in a 30-day period. You know, so we did. It was good, but it was. I couldn't grow them totally organic because of the phytophthora and the anthracnose, and so I started using fungicide, and I just said to myself, I'm not going to die doing this. So wow, this is crazy. So then I got back into organic farming. I used to call it semi-organic. It was because I was using natural fertilizers, but I couldn't keep them from rotting. So here, what we do is we make compost, we buy compost, and then we make beds. I have 2 kinds of beds. One is in wood. I guess I have 3, and then I have the pots, and then I have just mounds I've made. So as we go through, we plant each week. Over here, we plant 80 to 100 flats of 96. So we do, thousands of starts every week. From that point, some people doing a smaller garden. What I learned a long time ago is if you want vegetables every day, you have to plant every week. So we plant every month, every Tuesday, whatever that is. It's a lot, right? 8,000 starts a week. And then from there, we just move them out into the field every week, and so we constantly have a turnover. Like over here, you see, these will be planted, but the ones at the end are planted with lettuce. The reason I got lettuce and pots up against my orchards is because the roots are so bad, it's hard to grow in those kind of roots. They're so close. So I started utilizing to my trees. I also have 400 avocado trees. So we do export avocados to Honolulu, and we sell them ourselves at the farmers market. That's how we sell our produce at farmers markets. So let's head up this way. Wood is also expensive too. I started doing it like this with mounds. I didn't have to buy anything, But then the weeds in between are such a problem. Spend your whole life weeding in between.
Slugs don't live under the plastic. That was my problem with that.
I haven't seen it yet. I'm watching for it because it's so
like
hot
that.
underneath there. They don't like the heat.
Oh, that's.
The heat and the dryness. They don't like dryness. They don't like heat. So
Yeah.
I haven't seen that problem yet. I'm watching that closely though. That's a concern of mine. One thing that we do is we spray. We've been doing it for about a year and a half. We spray with our manure team once a week. Every vegetable gets it. All the vegetables get it. Well, we have a lot of worms in the ground.
So you don't make.
I do have worm beds. I do make worm beds. Manure team. One of the things I was told by the guy that taught me was that you go and find the best looking trees around your area. See, we put it in the ground, then we also spray on it. I want to emphasize again, every week. So people say that, oh, your stuff looks really good. Well, it's not just an accident, you know, that it looks good. It's, I mean, we're just forcing nutrients into them. And they're full of this nutrients. And of course, it comes down, falls in the ground. These microbes start to grow, and they start to react with the plants, and the plant's ability to be able to get the nutrients out of the ground. They also react to different diseases and stuff. So that's one thing that we do. So let's walk down this way over there and cilantro and eggplant.
So you have your beef right out and the rain don't.
No, that's just alive. It's green onions. Chard, and that's vitamin greens over there, and lettuce, and they need more shade. So this cuts out the sun by 30%. And then in the wintertime, if it's a normal winter, last winter I agonized over taking them off because it was so dry, but I did for a while. We take them off, and then everything grows outside. But it's just, this is pretty warm here for lettuce and stuff, so this helps by cutting the light out by 30%.
Have you ever had any nematode problems?
Yep.
What did you do for that?
Well, for years I followed the experts' advice, and realized that, I've never seen any results from marigolds. I had a doctor out here, a Chinese lady who was a doctor, and her expertise was nematodes, and she came out here 2 days with me, and she kept telling me marigolds. I said, lady, I've done the marigolds. Then she'd tell me French marigolds. I go, I've done French marigolds. I told her, I know what kills nematodes and drives them away. I know for a fact. Lady, she wasn't even listening to me. I was going, no. Lady, it works 100%. Bok choy.
Bok choy?
Bok choy.
Really?
They hate bok choy. They hate it.
What about daikon? I heard daikon.
Well, it may be. It's the sound
bok choy, huh?
Bok choy. I guarantee you, bok choy they run. They can't stand it.
So you plant it thick with bok choy, and then
what I do is I had it. I'll show you my greenhouses later where the tomatoes are growing. I had it so bad, it came in some of the soil, and it was just so bad. I had not tying nematodes, just the really bad ones. They get into your roots, they tie them up, they rip them apart. Yeah. The plants were yellow. I couldn't get any fruits off of them. And next door, I'll show you the spot. I call it the Shade House. I had bok choy growing there for 15 years. And everywhere around I had nematodes, and I just said, isn't it funny that we've never had nematodes inside here before? And I thought there must be something to it. So we started putting bok choy in our beds where the lettuce was, where the tomatoes were, and then we took it out and we just kind of left the leaves and the roots there, and we planted tomatoes, no problem.
Really?
The first time there was no problem, and then we started going back. Each time we do, we pull them up and we see if we have any problems, because most times we do. This one has one plant over one plant over. So then we'll just do another crop. Anywhere on the farm that we have a problem, we mark it with a red tag, and we put bok choy in there, wherever it is. And then next crop, fine. Maybe 10 crops or 5 crops in the road, they start to come back, you do it again, they're gone again. And if we have a real problem bed, then we just grow it and we just leave everything and just dig it back into the ground. It rots in there, and they don't come back for a really long time, if ever.
So if you're rotating your crops at all, then do you rotate them for any sort of vegetables that are nitrogen, high nitrogen?
As far as taking or giving?
Giving.
We grow beans and we grow soybeans, some of that, we do some of that.
Rotated.
Well, we rotate everything. I try not to grow the same thing in the same bed ever. So occasionally it happens, so we're constantly rotating. But I don't grow enough nitrogen fixing. You're talking about legumes, I have to fix the nitrogen in the air and put it in the nodules. I don't grow enough of that to be able to change every time with something. But like when I try to do, like I show some corn, I try to grow my carrots afterwards in there because they don't like that much nitrogen, So So I try to, you know.
Do they get pretty straight or are they pretty naughty?
Well, they were at first because I had too much nitrogen because I was giving the same amount of nitrogen I gave everything else. But then when I was looking through, because I hadn't really grown carrots that much in my life, it's not my expertise. And so I was looking at one of my books and they were just saying, the skeet catalog, it said if they come out really rooty and hairy and broken and split up and like it's too much nitrogen. So I cut back on nitrogen. They're getting longer and straighter and less hairy. They call it hairy with the roots.
They're not real happy in the tropics.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a, but it can be done. I know it can be done. I've done it. I've been juicing them, and we've been growing enough to, so I'm going to stick with it. What I do is I try to find a new thing, and then I just try to get with it and try to make it better and work. And once I get it to work, if I do, then something that doesn't, then we go with it, and start selling it.